What's up, Bangers and D-Gens Nation? Thanks for tuning in. It's your boy Peasy. I'm here with Vinny and Stover. We got a crazy, crazy show today. We're talking NFL scandal. We got the playoff picture, who's in, who's out. What do we think is going to unfold over the next couple of weeks? And stay tuned to the end. We got a free play for you. Plus, nobody hit our giveaway last week for the first touchdown, so we're going to go ahead and parlay that over to this week. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe. So let's get right into it. Jets wide receiver coach Miles Austin has been suspended at least 1 year, been caught gambling on sports. His attorney said he wasn't betting on NFL games, but this seems like it's becoming a bigger problem. No wonder why Zach Wilson plays like ass. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is a bigger problem? Do you think we're going to see more people get busted here? What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you got?
I mean, this is easy. I mean, he just got caught. I mean, there's more behind this picture. He's probably been doing it the whole year, and they just finally caught him. We've been talking about this for a while. These guys are betting money on these games. They're getting rigged in some kind of way, and he just got caught. I mean, this is, if you don't know this by now, you don't watch enough sports.
So do you think I'd agree. Or do you think it's just coaches, refs? Do you think the whole game's rigged because of this? What are you saying?
I mean, I'm not going to take it as far as the whole game's rigged, but this is the second person that's got caught. We got the players involved, we got the coaches involved, and I think the refs, they alter the game. And it's clear.
I was just going to say, I think that's the right word. I think alter is the right word.
Yeah,
I think there's multiple avenues of the game being altered, from players to coaches to refs. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. We got Calvin Ridley last year cheating, getting suspended, gambling on games. That there's a player. Now we got a coach involved. I mean, everybody knows that. You know, you always hear the term Vegas flags at the end of a game. Everybody knows the refs make terrible calls, and they're highly questionable.
I mean, look at the game last week, right? You got the Washington Commanders. He asked twice, am I on sides? Am I good? Am I on the line? Refs gives him 2 acknowledgments with his hand sitting on the flag the entire time. As soon as the play, boom, flag, instantly.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin, crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, and then you got people betting on these games, losing money. 99% of the public lose. But on top of it, he just got caught. Okay, so this isn't what he was doing before, prior, all year. We don't know. We don't even know how much he bet or what he bet on, because they're not going to disclose that.
Yeah, according to his attorney, he didn't bet on NFL games. But, I mean, more will come out, obviously, as the story unfolds. It just seems like as betting gets more and more legal, I mean, you're going to see more and more players, coaches, refs. I mean, do you guys remember the scandal a few years back? Tim Donahue, the NBA.
Donahue, the NBA ref.
Donahue, my bad. 13 seasons from 1994 to 2007 was caught, got in trouble with the mob, was losing big games, and then started fixing them. So, you know, it's just so much more accessible. It's so much more easier. Even somebody to say, hey, here's my cousin, go bet $10,000 for us not to cover. You know,
exactly.
It's easy.
I mean, here's the bottom line. When there's this much money involved, there's going to be cheating in some way, shape, or form. That's just all there is to it.
And when you bet, let's be honest. So let's put ourselves in his shoes, okay? Or let's just say Calvin Ridley. It's a lot easier to bet on your unders, as far as, like, let's say my under and over for receiving yards is 99. Okay, I can. That's easy. I'm in charge of that. So whether I'm going to catch the ball or not, and you can just, like you said, ask your cousin, ask an uncle, ask somebody, ask a brother, or even somebody that's not inside of your family. They're going to do it because they're going to get paid off also.
I saw some highlights from Calvin Ridley that year, and boy,
he ran backwards. He ran backwards on purpose.
Options to go for touchdowns and didn't. Like, some of the plays I watched, I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder this guy definitely was betting himself or against himself. Like, it was clear as day, you know.
And but it happens over and over on national TV, and the whole public doesn't pick up on it until it comes out. It happens more than you think it does.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, the thing back with Pete Rose, I don't have as much of an issue. Pete Rose was betting on his team to win, right?
Yeah.
Of course, that's still not allowed. That still can get cloudy, but he wasn't betting against his team. He wasn't betting against, you know, his hits. He was betting on his team to win, you know.
I like that. Honestly, that's more more competitive. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that, to be honest with you.
Still
But
a legal guy.
I get it, but at the end of the day, these guys are probably betting on stuff that they're in control of. You know, if he was betting against himself to lose, then I understand.
You said when there's so much money in it, like last year the sports market valued was $76 billion, and this year it's estimated to reach over $83 billion. So grown just over the last year, over $7 billion, and it's just going to keep growing as more states legalize, and there's going to be more room for cheating, more room for scandals. I think over the next 10 years we'll see a lot more stuff like this come out.
Yeah, my question is, here's the best question of them all. How do you stop it? You can't.
Well, how are they getting caught though? There obviously is some way, somehow they're
comfortable. They're getting comfortable.
So, do you think the NFL or the NBA is in cahoots with some of these online sports betting that say, hey, if any of these names make an account that needs to be flagged and sent to us? Do you think that's something that the NFL and NBA is doing? Or
Possibly.
I mean, the only idiot to do that is Calvin Ridley. I mean, you wouldn't make your name if you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I mean, you got to be.
Floyd Mayweather bet on himself multiple times when he was boxing
to win
on himself.
Yes, to win. And again,
but also he could bet on a knockout, or he could bet it to go the distance. There's different ways where he could
alter it.
Fights. Yeah, for sure, of course. I don't know how you judge it. I don't know how you pay attention to it and regulate it. There's just, it's so easy. It's becoming more and more accessible. And I just think we'll see more things come out.
And here's the best part, too. I mean, if you ask 90% of bettors and they give you the answer, do you think the NFL is altered in any kind of way? They're going to tell you yes. And they're still going to go on their app. They're still going to go to the casino, and they're still going to place their bets.
I mean, it's just like betting in the market. Right? The market is fixed, right? And people still do it. You can still make money, but there's computer algorithms. There's things that allow people to, make quicker money and then turn around and fuck you, right? So
you just can't be on the wrong side of the fix.
Right? That's what we say all the time here. We give out plays to people every single day, and we tell them, hey, we're on the right side of the fix, hopefully.
Yeah. It's the honest truth.
Off picture here. We got 3 weeks left of the NFL. We got some teams in the hunt here, AFC, NFC. NFC has a crazy picture. We'll start there. Obviously, the Eagles have clinched, Vikings, 49ers, and Cowboys all clinched. If the season was to end today, we'd have the Bucks, Giants, Commanders in. And then look on the outside looking in, we'd have the Seahawks, Lions. Packers are a couple games behind. Panthers are right there just because of their division. Saints also have a shot. They're 5-9 with the Panthers. And the Falcons are at 5-9 too. That whole NFC South division is just in shambles there. How do you guys see this playoff picture shaking out here on the NFC?
Well, me personally, I think Tampa Bay is going to get in, no question. I don't think they fall behind. The Giants, I think they also get in. I think it's going to come down on the bubble between Washington, Seattle, and the Lions, possibly the Packers, but I doubt it. I'm gonna roll with the home dogs. I think the Lions are gonna end up getting in, and I think it's going to be the Giants, Buccaneers, and the Lions.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
Lions
what's the Lions' percentage right now to make the playoffs? What's their percentage currently?
Their percentage to make the playoffs right now is 36%. You have Washington at 37%, so basically about the same. You got the Bucks and Panthers. The Bucks are at 74%, Panthers 18%. Giants look like they should lock it in at 89% chance to make the playoffs, but it's the Giants. It's Daniel Jones, White Michael Vick. Who knows what's going to happen the last couple games with them. The Lions have the easiest road, right? They play the Bears, who they've already beat, the Packers, who they've already beat, and they play the Panthers. The Panthers have looked like a decent team. They just, you fire your coach, you get rid of your starting quarterback Baker Mayfield, ship him off, and you get rid of Robbie Anderson, and all of a sudden you win games.
I think Sam Darnold is better than him anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with Vinny here. I think that I would say Tampa Bay probably has an even easier road to get to the playoffs right now in the NFC than the Lions, only because, I mean, This week they're going to Arizona, and Arizona is just absolutely falling apart. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury. I don't even know if he'd succeed if he went back to college at this point.
He's one of the top 3 worst
bad.
coaches in NFL for sure. He's done this year.
I mean, you watch Brady fall apart last week against Joe Burrow. I think they turned the ball over 5 times in the second half. Brady's going on the road with as bad as they've been, and they're favored by more than a touchdown right now. They got Carolina the next week. We always say it's tough to beat the same team twice in the same season. I just don't see the Panthers beating Brady in 2 games in 1 year. And then they finish up the season with the Falcons. The Falcons are decent. They're very inconsistent. I think we all know the NFL is not going to have potentially his final season talking on Brady and not be in the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. I don't think the NFL lets it happen. I think they easily win out and get in the playoffs.
A team that gets hot and make a run like the Bengals did last year, or are they just so depleted on offensive line, on defense, wide receivers?
Are you talking about Tampa?
To make a run. Yeah, can they get hot, win these last 3 games, and go on?
Well, speaking about that, I think the team that could do that is your Detroit Lions, bud.
Nobody wants to see the Lions in the playoffs at all.
Well, I'll tell you what about Tampa Bay. Tom Brady has looked bad all year. Their team has looked bad. They're sitting at 6-8. I'm going to tell you one thing. When the playoffs start, this guy is not going to lose. Week 1, I don't care who they play, they're going to win. And they're going to win the first round of the playoffs. And he can make a run. It's Tom Brady. You bet against him, you lose.
I totally disagree with you.
Well,
totally disagree. I think this year's a lot different for Brady. I think Brady's all set. I think he's all done. I think he needs to hang it up. I don't think you're going to see that this year. I think Brady hosts a home playoff game here and gets bounced in the first round.
Tommy is the NFL man, right? He's the NFL's face. Has been.
He's the GOAT.
Maybe now Patrick Mahomes is taking.
He has been for how long though?
For years and years. So
time for someone else to take the reins.
If the NFL is the best show on TV, Tom Brady could make a run here.
I don't see it happening.
I agree 100%. And I'll tell you another thing. Jalen Hurts. If this guy's going to miss multiple weeks and he comes and he doesn't play another game before the playoffs, I bet you they get bounced in the first round.
That's a pretty bold statement there.
I'm just saying he's young. He's young.
Minshew Magic, right? Isn't Minshew Magic playing?
I ain't worried about Minshew Magic.
Magic, that guy's.
He's on the bench for a reason.
He's one of the greatest backups, man. The guy comes in with swag and wins games.
He does got some swag, but we'll see.
Magic need to make a podcast together. I would watch that.
That would be awesome.
So, Lions, their schedule coming up here that we have, they have obviously this week the Panthers, they have the Bears, they have the Packers. They're sitting right at the same percentage as Washington versus Washington has a tougher schedule. It looks like they have the 49ers tomorrow. That's going to be a tough game. They have the Browns the Sunday after, and then they play the Cowboys on January 8th. They got 3 tough games. Depends on what the Cowboys are doing with that last game. If they're in fight, I don't think they can get into fight for home field advantage or anything. So they might be sitting starters, and Washington has looked okay behind Heineke. They haven't looked bad.
Yeah. So to touch base on that, I mean, it'll come down to obviously that last game, who's in the hunt, and who's going to be possible that they want to play in the playoffs on who they sit. Obviously, they don't want their guys to get hurt, but do we want to play the Commanders or do we want to play the Lions? I think a lot of that comes into play in these playoff pictures too.
Yeah, very true. If they're both on the set to get in, people are going to definitely want to play the Commanders over the Lions. So, moving over to AFC, we got the Bills, Chiefs, and Bengals clinch. No surprise here. 3 best teams in the AFC by far. And then you have the Titans, Ravens, Chargers, and Dolphins. If it ended today, those 4 would be in. And then on the outside looking in, we have the Patriots, the Jags, the Jets, Raiders, Browns, and Steelers. Steelers, Browns, and Raiders are a couple games back with 6-8 and 5-9. How do you think this playoff picture shakes out on this end of the field?
I'll start us off here. I think you're gonna see the Jacksonville Jaguars win that division over the Tennessee Titans. Personally, Jaguars have been hot, kind of like the Lions. They're the Lions are the hottest team right now in the NFC, arguably. I think the Jaguars are them of the AFC. You look at the last 5 weeks since coming off their bye week, the Jaguars have won 4 of 5 games, and
lost to the Lions.
Yeah, and 2 of those wins have been on the road. They finished the season at this point after beating the Jets yesterday. They go to Houston next week. Obviously, we all know Houston's the worst team in the league. Yes, they just gave Kansas City a fight. I think Jacksonville beats them pretty easy. And then it's going to come down to the final game of the year. The Jaguars played the Titans on the final game of the year. As of right now, the Titans' remaining schedule is the Houston Texans. Obviously, I'll give them that one. I don't think that the Titans are going to beat Dallas, and I think they ultimately lose in Jacksonville the last week. So I think Jacksonville takes that division.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with them. Now, the rest of the teams I think will clinch, the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Dolphins. But he just said he thinks it's an easy win for the Titans. I'm going, as I said, I agree with him. Jacksonville, I think, will get in above them, and here's why. I think they're going to lose out. I don't think they're going to beat Houston. Everyone thinks it's going to be they're the worst team in the league, but look at what they just did to KC and the Dallas a couple weeks before. They kept it close, and not to mention Tannehill is not playing. Okay, so it might seem like a walk in the park. They're only -3 on the game. I would not be surprised if the Titans lose this game.
That would be a tough thing. I mean, it's also very likely that Tannehill is out for the season. From what I was reading, he could be done for the season.
Yeah,
and if that's the case, then the Titans stand no chance. They got the Cowboys after the Texans, and then that last game against the Jags. I think the Jags are in here. I think the Titans are out. Titans are a well-coached team, but the Jags are also. They got a guy who's been to the Super Bowl and who got X'd out of the Eagles for no good reason,
Yeah.
So I definitely could see that. Patriots are third in the AFC East. They're behind the Dolphins in that last playoff spot. Patriots are 7-7. Dolphins 8-6. Dolphins are playing the Packers this week. The Patriots got a tough matchup against the Bengals. Which one of these two teams do you think we see in here?
Oh, I definitely don't think you see the Patriots in. I mean, after that absolute meltdown last week, and I don't know if all you guys see what happened on national TV, but my man Ramondre Stevenson pitches the ball backwards to Jacoby Myers, and then Jacoby Myers just flat out says, "I don't want to win." I mean, maybe he's the next guy we see cheating. You never know after that one.
Do you think that he just lost train of thought and thought they were down?
There's no explanation for that. There's no explanation for that at the end of the season with the playoff spot on the line. Bill Belichick, coach player. I mean, that's just.
Imagine what Bill Belichick is saying.
I mean, that's just flat out mind-boggling. I mean, if you look at.
We're going to start actually tracking by the end of the season to see who's got the best record between us three on the free plays. And I'll go ahead and let one of you start it. I'll go last. Who you guys liking?
Well,
go ahead, Vinny. Let's hear what you got.
Free play.
Okay.
For tomorrow.
Play for tomorrow. I'm going to keep to my word with the Houston playing the Titans. I will take Houston +3. Easy, and I think they can win that game. Bring them to 2-10-1.
Houston +3. Ooh.
Yep.
On the road against the Titans.
Well, let's hear what you got, Pease. I'll go last on this one.
Oh, you want to put me ahead, huh?
Oh yeah, let's hear what you got.
If I'm looking at plays for tomorrow, I've said it earlier today. I'm going to stick with it. I thought today was Saturday already. Got a little confused from the
got excited.
Christmas time excitement. I'm going to take the Giants +4 against Minnesota. They're fighting for a playoffs. I believe in their coach. I don't believe in White Vic, though, but they got Saquon Barkley to hold that team in. I'm going to go with the Giants +4. Lock it in. Free play from your boy, the Bookie Crusher.
Oh. So I'm going to take I think I'm going to take just like one of the easiest winners ever here. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come back strong after last week. Last week they looked pretty bad against a terrible Houston Texans team. I think you're going to see the Chiefs just absolutely annihilate the Seahawks at home. I see the Chiefs winning by like three
That was another play I
scores
was
here.
looking at. Chiefs, I think, win by 4. Here, make sure you like and subscribe our video. We're going to give out a gift card to Amazon for $50. Nobody made it last week. We had a couple people like and subscribe and put their play in. We are going with the Detroit Lions' first touchdown scorer of the game. Make sure you like, subscribe, and post in the comments who you think it is. And if we have multiple people on the same player, we're going to put them into a little pool and do a drawing. We'll do the drawing live as well, too, so you guys can watch. Again, thanks for subscribing. It's your boy, Peasy, Vinny, Stover, Bangers, and D-Gens. Peace out.
Deuces.
Stay safe. Happy holidays.